Chad, I'm thinking let's dive right into it.
Yeah.
So you talk a lot about precision medicine, right? Talk to us about that.
Yeah, precision medicine is kind of this new advancement in healthcare, in medicine that really what it does is it targets a patient by using their genes and their DNA. So it's just this very personalized approach to healthcare and to medicine. So this personalized approach to healthcare, we see this type of personalized approach in lots of other industries, right? So in retail, if you walk into Macy's, if you and I both walk into Macy's, we're going to see the exact same things, right? If you want some pants if I want some pants, I'm going to walk to the men's section and there's going to be a handful of things there, but it's not going to be any different. It's not like there's a section for Chad Ramos that's going to have only the brands I like and the sizes, whatever. But if you log into your Amazon account, you and I are going to see completely different recommendations. And Amazon knows my size, it knows my purchase history, so it's only going to show me the things that are very relevant to me. You have that in entertainment. If we turn on the TV, we're all going to see the same thing if we're in the same area, right? But you log into Netflix, and I'm only going to see things that are hyper-targeted based on my preferences and what I like, right? And you're seeing that type of approach in medicine now where you have things that are just hyper-targeted based on your DNA, based on your genes, based on the unique makeup of your body specifically. And so it's really exciting. It is definitely the future of healthcare, and it's long overdue.
How did you guys get into precision medicine? Like, what was the technology behind that?
Yeah, so really it kind of came from us starting to work with Dr. Frankis Almaguel, who is a nuclear oncologist at Loma Linda University and runs their radiation and their imaging and a number of different things for their cancer center. And really exciting, he kind of opened up our eyes to what's possible with something called precision oncology, which sits underneath precision medicine, right? It's this really targeted approach to fighting cancer based on the unique biomarkers of the cancer cells that a particular patient has in their body. And so it's really, really cutting edge way of treating cancer. And that's really kind of how we got into it.
Break it down for me. Oncologist.
Oncologist is someone who treats cancer.
Okay,
easy. So a nuclear oncologist is someone that is using nuclear medicine to fight cancer.
And being nuclear medicine, what exactly does that entail?
Yeah, so nuclear medicine is using nuclear pharmaceuticals to treat cancer. And so Theranostics, for instance, what Theranostics does is there's two types of kind of elements. So the word Theranostics comes from two different words. There's therapy and diagnostics. And they combine it because the treatment of Theranostics is just it's just a name for a treatment type. And what it does is it both diagnoses where cancer is in your body, all over, how big the tumors are, where they're at. So you use that to diagnose it, and then it also treats the cancer with a different type of medicine. And so Theranostics specifically, the way it works is that you've got, for instance, prostate cancer. Prostate cancer has a very specific type of biomarker that is found on the surface of prostate cancer, and it's called PSMA. So it's this biomarker that is unique only to prostate cancer. No other cells in your body have PSMA, right? So what scientists have done is they've created these molecules that bind only to PSMA. So when you put medicine in those molecules, the first step is to put like a neon paint, essentially, and you put it in your body through an IV, and it'll go all throughout the body and light up just the cancer cells. And the way it's doing that is by attaching to that PSMA biomarker, which is only found on prostate cancer cells. So you put in this IV, it lights up all the different tumors all over your body. So now your doctor, your oncologist, can look at it and understand how aggressive your cancer is and where it's at in your body, right? And so what Theranostics does then is replaces that neon paint with a nuclear bomb. And then we put that into your body again through an IV, and 15, 20 minutes, it'll go throughout all your body and start killing those cancer cells, down to the millimeter, just very, very specific, and it's not killing any other healthy cells. It's just killing those prostate cancer cells. And so it was just FDA approved last year. So it's really cutting edge, really exciting way, and it's what you would hope and expect cancer treatment to be. Unfortunately, in the past, we've had lots of different ways to treat cancer that have all these really kind of negative side effects, but Theranostics is this perfect way to treat prostate cancer right now, and we're already doing studies, and there's lots of research being done on 26 other types of cancer using this same type of approach. So in the U.S., it's FDA approved for prostate cancer, but breast cancer is going to be coming up next, and there's lots of different types of illnesses and cancers that are going to be used. Theranostics can be used to kill those cancers. It's very exciting.
That is very exciting. So is Theranostics alternative to chemo, or is it go hand in hand with chemo?
Yeah, no, it's definitely an alternative. So the way that chemo works is chemo is very effective, and it has been for many, many years, because the way chemo works is it kills fast-growing cells in your body. And it's very effective at that. And cancer is one of the fastest growing cells in your body. So it will go chemo, the drug will come in and kill those fast growing cells. Unfortunately, there's lots of other fast growing cells in your body that are healthy. So the reason your hair falls out is that molecules is a fast growing cell. So cancer or chemo comes in and kills those hair cells. That's why your hair falls out. The stomach lining, those cells are fast growing. And so chemo will come in and kill those cells, which is why you throw up a lot, right? And so those side effects come from chemo killing a bunch of different cells, both healthy cells and of course the cancer cells. What Theranostics does is it's a complete, alternative to that, because what it does is it comes in and instead of killing a bunch of different cells, it kills just those prostate cancer cells. So that's how they're different, and it's certainly an alternative. But chemo can be used in lots of different types of cancers because they're all fast-growing cells. So Theranostics right now is an alternative only to prostate cancer, and in the future breast cancer. But that's really because of the FDA and the government's way to try to protect our citizens from new crazy drugs, right? So it's more of a regulatory type of approach, but there's a lot of really, really awesome potential. But yeah, to answer your question, it is an alternative to chemotherapy.
So who is Frankie?
So Frankie's our Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Frankis Almaguel. He's an MD, PhD, and he is a nuclear oncologist down at Loma Linda University Cancer Center, and he heads up their molecular imaging and therapeutics program. Super brilliant man, but super compassionate, and anyone who meets him knows, the love that he has in his heart. He really is this incredible man. And what he cares about is doing the research, finding these molecules, using science to kill cancer in a way that really adds to the quality of life of patients. And so I'm so blessed, so lucky to have met him. And we've kind of joined forces to bring a Theranostics program to the world and to really expand the program and to help oncologists and urologists and people at hospitals and they have radiation oncology centers to help them understand what Theranostics is and the science behind it and the history behind it and what patients it's good for and maybe what patients it's not good for. So it's really around just trying to help people understand their options. And Frankie is just this amazing human who really is on a mission to bring this kind of cutting edge cancer treatment to the world.
Talking about, science, technology, the history of Theranostics.
Yeah.
How long has it been under development?
So the word Theranostics and kind of this term and this treatment has been around for a really long time. I don't even know how long, well over 50 years of trying to combine therapy and diagnostics with different molecules. But it's only been, for instance, it was only FDA approved last year here in the U.S. And Frankie's been treating patients in Germany for the last 5+ years. And so this resurgence of Theranostics has really come just in the last few years around being able to treat specific illnesses and specific cancers. And of course, with prostate cancer, it was just last year. Really, we think in 2024, breast cancer is going to be able to be treated, and but it really kind of just depends on how some of the clinical trials go and FDA approval timelines. But it's in the works, and there's a lot coming. That's for sure.
With Theranostics, do you have to go to a specific facility to get that treatment? Is it available, countrywide?
Yeah, well, there's lots of different places you can go. The accessibility is what's tough, and so what Privado Health, what we are aiming to be, is the first community accessible Theranostics program, where if you do some research and you find out Theranostics and it's this new cutting edge treatment for prostate cancer and you want that, you can just go to our website and we will find a place for you to be treated. And we work with locations all around the country. And so there's lots of options for that. So, but there's other programs that have it, but they're just generally hard to access, and a lot of science, it's a lot of research that's being done as opposed to patients just being able to get and be treated quickly.
Of course. So Chad, on your website, you launched a report on whole health. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So what's really incredible about Theranostics is not only does it kill prostate cancer in a really precise, personalized way, targeted way, but because it doesn't have the side effects, the traditional side effects that for instance, chemo has and other types of radiation and hormone therapy, lots of different options out there, because it doesn't have those side effects, it allows for lots of other kind of treatment options for prostate cancer. So we just launched a new report called Prostate Cancer Whole Health. And what we did is we interviewed a ton of experts on everything from nutrition to physical fitness to mental health to complementary therapies. And so there's really kind of 7 main areas that if a man gets prostate cancer, him and his family, what they care about is really understanding what are his options, what else he should be doing, what are the types of maybe anti-inflammatory treatments he can be taking, what should he be eating, what should he not be eating, all these different areas. And so we interviewed a bunch of experts. There's a lot of really good research that we consolidated and put together this report that is just, I think, really, really well done. A lot of really good data out there. For instance, there's a really good study that says if a man gets 3 strenuous workouts in a week, his mortality rate, so the risk of him dying from prostate cancer goes down 61%. Massive, massive change. And so there's a lot of information like that out there that because if you're throwing up every day and your hair's falling out, you're not really interested in getting to the gym and getting 3 hard workouts in, right? But if you're feeling pretty healthy, because Theranostics is just killing the cancer, and there's other different things that are really good for your body, well, you can go out and do those things, right? You don't care what you're eating if you're throwing up everything that you're eating, right? And so because Theranostics doesn't have those side effects, it unlocks all these other really, really powerful treatments that you can be doing that are really, really important. And so really proud of what we put together with that. A lot of really good information on mental health and on support structures. And so you can find that on our website, privadohealth.com, or on prostatecancerwholehealth.com.
And can we talk about, how many people have, I guess, survived prostate cancer through Theranostics?
Yeah, so Frankie, over the last 4 or 5 years, has been treating patients. We've just started treating patients here in the U.S. now that it's been FDA approved, and he has an 83% success rate.
That's really high.
So it's really, really high compared to a lot of other modalities that are 30, 40%. And so he's treated hundreds of patients. So it's not like this brand new experimental treatment, right? It's FDA approved, and there's been hundreds of patients that have gone through this, and it completely changes their life. I've talked with a lot of these patients. It completely changes their spectrum of care, what they're able to do, the quality of life. So it's an amazing, amazing new cutting edge way to treat something that is really, really common, right? Most men will get prostate cancer, and they say you either die from it or with it. And so especially in the later stages, right, stage 3 and stage 4, your options are really, really limited because it's spread throughout your body. And so the survival rate for Theranostics is incredibly high, but probably just as important is the quality of life that a man has when he's being treated with Theranostics versus some of these other options.
So you talk about partnering with facilities across the country. How do you do that?
Yeah, so radiation oncology centers, there's over 3,000 radiation oncology centers, and radiation oncology centers treat lots of different cancers in lots of different ways. And what we've started to do is partner with groups. Like, for instance, there's a group down in Southern California. They've got 8 different facilities, treat lots of different cancer types. They knew Frankie, and so they wanted to add Theranostics as one of their treatment types. So that their patients, especially prostate cancer patients, don't have to go somewhere else to get that treatment. What we do is we partner with them to add Theranostics to their own locations and to their own facilities. And so that way their patients have this new way of treating prostate cancer that they can be a part of and help do that. So what we're doing is we're partnering with radiation oncology centers across the country to add one more arrow in their quiver of treating their patients. And right now it's prostate cancer, as we've talked about. In the future, it'll be breast cancer and lots of other different types. And so really being able to add as many effective ways of treating patients as possible. And so that's what we're doing is instead of trying to kind of go to war with all those other modalities, we want to be able to partner with hospitals and oncology groups and radiation oncology centers to add Theranostics to their way of being able to treat their patients.
And when partnering with them, you offer the support through Theranostics.
So the training, the support, we actually will do the treatments. We help them, if there's the physical requirements of Theranostics, because it is nuclear medicine, there's some specific requirements for rooms and separating patients and some of those things. So sometimes what we'll do is we'll work with them on, getting the clinic visits, and maybe the treatment has to be done in a different location, or maybe it can be done actually in their location. It just kind of depends on the setup and lead line walls and some of these other things that are required for some of the imaging. So it's just bringing all of our expertise in Theranostics to help them add it, and then it's just simply a partnership in lots of different ways that we can do that. But that's essentially what we're doing is we're bringing and doing all of the treatments for them and helping them with that very specific type of treatment.
Yeah. Chad, thank you so much for sitting down and talking to us. We talked about so many different topics. We covered precision medicine, we covered whole health, prostate cancer. We have covered Theranostics and this plethora of information that you have provided for us. Yeah. Now, where can people go and find out more?
You can go to privadohealth.com. We have a bunch of reports for physicians, for patients. So you can go to our resource section of privadohealth.com, and that's probably the best place to find all the information. So appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate you.